Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Nivartasvandakaratvam Sarvadeva-swarupine Bhakta-priyaya divyaya Nityanandaya te namaha. Shri Gurum Agrani Shishya Shotriyam Brahmavitamam Namami Tulasi Mata Yoginim Jnanadayinim Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. So, in the last class, we covered something on Pranamaya Kosha. So, where Bhagavan tells there is a Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna Nadi. The Ida Nadi is called a Chandra Nadi. The Pingala Nadi refers to Nakshatra, and Sushumna refers to Surya. And he also gave the color of the Nadi. Ida Nadi is blue in color, and Pingala is green in color, and Sushumna is red in color. Because as per Hatha Pratipika, it compares three Nadis with our three holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So, Ganga has a bluish water that way. So, the Idanadi is the blue in color, and Pingala is Yamuna. In summer season, Yamuna got dried also. Okay, so it is indicated by the green color, and the Sushumna Nadi refers to Shakti, flow of Shakti, and that is why Shakti is all action or movement. So that is why it is red in color. The Shakti is represented by the red color. Now, though there are 72,000 nadis as per Hatha Pratipika, if these three nadis are in control, then everything else also will come in control, and that shows the proper development of Pranamaya Kosha, which is required for a sadhana. Now, the first part is the balancing Ida and Pingala. As I indicated last class, the Idanadi refers to the mind. If the mind is not in control, then nothing will be in control. The mind will wander even if you try to meditate. That is one point. And Pingala Nadi refers to flow of vital force. If the vital force is reduced or it is not there, still the man gets tired, disinterested, and distracted in sadhana. So both need to come in balance. So through the process of sadhana, when Ida and Pingala comes in balance, our both nostrils will breathe in almost same way. There will not be any blockage in the both nostrils, and that is the point where the Sushumna will start working. It needs a long practice. It is not that easy also. When Sushumna starts working, then the actual the development starts, the visible development starts in a sadhaka. So Bhagavan has told in the Chidakasha Geeta, Surya Sushumna Nadi, Chandra Idanadi, Nakshatra Pingla Nadi, ಕೆಂಪು ವರ್ಣ, ನೀಲವರ್ಣ, ಪಚ್ಚವರ್ಣ ಮೂರು ನಾಡಿಗಳ ಕೂಡಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೃದಯಾಕಾಶ ಮಂಡಲ. ದಿವಸಗಳು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ ಬಿಂದುನಾದ, ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಯಂ, ತಬಲ, ಪಿಟ್ಲು, ದಶನಾದ ಮೊದಲಾಯವ ತಲೆಯೊಳಗೆ. ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಖಂಡವಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಖಂಡ. Now each and every word is very important here. Whatever Gurudev is telling here. And first of all, he classified the three important Nadis. And wherever the three Nadis meet together, and that is the Ajna Chakra, he calls it as Hridayagasha Mandala. And Divasagalu Hogutta, Bindunada, Harmonium, Tabala, Pitlu, Dasanada, Mudlagu, Talayolage. Over a period of time, a sadhaka will start experiencing various kinds of subtle sounds within, like veena, harmonium, tabla, that kind of nada will come within. So we need to go in details of this, of knowing about what is this nada about. So let us talk about that now. And before getting into nada, I need to introduce you to chakras also. But without chakras, you will not know nadas, what is the nadas all about. As I told you in the last class, the Idanadi and Pingla Nadi don't go straight. They go in a very spiral way. The place where it crosses, and there will be a big vortex of prana at that point of time. The two different kind of forces flowing. One is that mental force, one is the vital energy force. Wherever it crosses, there will be a vortex of prana, and that is called as chakra. It's like a transformer. From there, the distribution happens to other nadis also, from the chakra. So, the first, the Ida and Pingala start from Mooladhara Chakra, that is the base one. From the Mooladhara Chakra, the first crossing happens at Swadhisthana Chakra, and next crossing happens at Manipura Chakra, which is approximately at the navel region. Okay. Then comes Anahata Chakra, which is the heart region. Then comes Vishuddhi Chakra, which is approximately the throat region. And then comes the Ajna Chakra, where the three nadis again merge with each other. Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna merges each other at the Ajna Chakra. So, nadis crisscrosses at different points. That is how 6 chakras also come. It starts with Mooladhara Chakra, Swadhisthana Chakra, Manipura Chakra, Anahata Chakra, Vishuddhi Chakra, and Ajna Chakra. So, when as I told in the last class, the Shakti which is going to flow to Sushma Nadi is like a woman, young woman, longing to meet her husband. The Shakti want to meet Shiva. And Shiva is sitting in Kailasa. And Shakti is struggling to reach Kailasa. So that's why we tell Kundalini is sleeping in a coiled serpent near to the Mooladhara Chakra. That is to be awakened. That is to be awakened. So there are many ways of doing that. One of the ways is what is called in Hatha Yoga, working on Idanadi, Pingla Nadi, resulting in opening of the Sushumna, through which the Kundalini energy flows up. Last class I talked about this also. Ida Bhagavati Ganga Pingla Yamuna Nadi, Ida Pinglayor Madhye, Balaranda Kundali. The Kundali is there in between, and we have to energize the Kundalini, the serpent, move the serpent and make it to move up. How do you do that? If you catch the tail of a snake, that will be very alert. It will try to raise its hood. So similarly, by working on the Ida and Pingala, we are essentially trying to get the grip of the tail of the snake so that the Kundalini slowly goes up. The Mooladhara Chakra get energized. From there, the slowly and slowly movement starts. Mooladhara Chakra, there is a knot called Brahma Granthi. In the Anahata Chakra, there is a knot called Vishnu Granthi. In the Ajna Chakra, there is a knot called Rudra Granthi. So there are three knots which is to be pierced, and our Sushumna has to come through the piercing these three knots: Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Rudra Granthi. Those who learned Lalita Sahasranama, you may recall the slokas: Brahmagandhi Vibedane, Vishnugandhi Vibedane, Rudragandhi Vibedane. It is exactly this. And piercing through uh, three Granthis. So when Sushumna pierces to three Granthis, different effect come to a sadhaka. And finally, this effect leads you to some kind of bliss. But this don't ensure self-realization. But definitely, there is some kind of bliss at this point of time. That is why Hatha Yoga clearly tells whatever circus you do in the name of Hatha Yoga, but he tells that Durlabho Vishayatyago Durlabam Tattva Darshanam Durlabha Sahajavasta Sadguru Karanam Vinam. Without compassion of a true Guru, renunciation is impossible. Perception of truth is inaccessible, and Sahaja Vasta is unobtainable. So whatever circus you do, without the Guru's grace, nothing is possible. Okay, that is the most important thing. So to understand Chidakasha Geeta, hold on to Lord of Guruvanam, Guruvaneshwara, and he can only tell you the truth behind that. Otherwise, impossible to understand such kind of complicated text, which is a combination of all philosophies here. So with the Guru's grace only, we need to do all these practices. With complete surrender to the Master, when you do all the practices, it will be refined and revealed within our period of time. Now about chakras, all may be confused actually when I talk about Mooladhara chakra, Sadhisthana chakra. Oh, is it really required the knowledge of chakras? And I don't know anything. How can I progress in sadhana without doing Hatha Yoga? It is not like that. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa makes it very simple and clear to the devotees how to understand chakras. As you know, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is another very elevated yogi, highly elevated yogi. He made this work very simple here. He tells that there are something called six chakras. Out of that, the bottom three, he refers to this thing, Mooladhara, Sadhisthana, Manipura. They are means no, that is the lower nature. It holds on to earth only. It pulls you down. As long as you are within this chakra, it pulls you down. Nothing has happened at this point of time. You are a very materialistic person. That happens. When you are evolved and it reaches to the Anahata chakra, that's the point where you will have different kind of visions. Light, different kind of lights and visions comes to you at that point of time. And that is where you improve in your sadhana. Then when it reaches Vishuddhi chakra, a man talks only about God. He talks only about God. He is not interested in talking anything else. He is fully into that, he is fully into sadhana. From there, he will not go back to the material world. It is very difficult at this point of time. Then, when it reaches Ajna Chakra, he is almost merged in that, but still ego exists. Even if it is Ajna Chakra, it is like a lamp covered with a glass. You cannot touch the lamp, the glass is there. So, like that, the ego is there, ego is not completely gone, but still you are evolved to a much, much greater extent. Then, from the Ajna Chakra, the Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna goes together to Sahasrara Chakra for the merging with the cosmic one. Okay, so where the Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma. This is how you need to understand chakras. Don't complicate yourself by thinking too much. Ramakrishna Paramahansa made our work very simple with this simple explanation of chakras. Now the question is how the subtle voices are experienced by a sadhaka. As I told you, Hatha Yoga has four main portions. One is asana, second is Satkarma and Pranayama, third is Mudra and Bandha, fourth is Samadhi. Asana gives flexibility and perfection to your body. The body is prepared. Then Satkarma is done. Satkarma is a cleaning process. The entire body is cleaned through Satkarma. A clean and flexible body is ready to sit for Pranayama. When the Pranayama is practiced, to intensify the practice of Pranayama, the Guru introduces you to Mudra and Bandha. So they are basically different networks. You work on different networks of prana by using mudra and the bandha there. Then after that comes the final experience of samadhi. This is a very simple explanation I'm telling because I don't want to get into Hatha Yoga too much today. And if you see deity sitting in Guruvanam, you can see all this. Babaji sitting in one asana, right, and applying Tribandha, Moola Bandha, Udyana Bandha, and Jalandhara Bandha. He is applying there and sits in the meditative pose. And that is the best representation for meditation. Hmm? Completely yogic posture, Bhagavan is sitting here, enjoying the bliss all the time. He is a Brahmajnani, so there is nothing for him to meditate. He just has to sit there. So Bhagavan is sitting there, helping sadhakas who is reaching here. Now, what are the different kinds of voices? Sounds, subtle sounds, Babaji is talking about here in Chidakasha Geeta. In yoga practice, when you advance in yoga sadhana, when you advance much in yoga sadhana, after practicing enough of asana, shatkarma, pranayama, mudra, and bandha, the real development starts at that point of time. So there are four stages here. One is arambhavastha, one is gatavastha, then parichayavastha, and nispatti avastha. These are the four stages as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika. What is Arambhavastha? What is the beginning stage? The beginning stage is that Brahmagrandeva Vedvedo Anandam Shunya Sambhavaha Vihita Kavapo Dehen Anahata Shuyate Danihi. It tells that when the Sushumna Nadi passes through Mooladhara Chakra, when Mooladhara is energized and Sushumna Nadi goes through the Mooladhara Chakra, it pierces the Brahma Grandhi. When it pierces the Brahma Granthi, there is a unstuck sound. Anahata. Most of the sounds what I hear from the outside world are hatha, because those sounds are created by two objects meeting each other. That is hatha. For some after some time that will go. And anahata is something which is continuous. Anahata is always there, always there. Anahata. That is not going to die. And that is always happening within. When after enough purification of your body and enough development of pranamaya kosha and enough development of the networking of pranas within, then the actual movement of Sushumna Nadi starts. When Sushumna Nadi crosses Kundalini, and there is a anahata heard in that region at that point of time, and that is Parajayavastha. That is called Parajayavastha. It is a unstuck sound which is going to hear within the body. It is a tinkling sound. It is a kind of tinkling sound happening within the body. Actually, this sound happens in the Chidakasha only, on head space only. But we feel that it is happening throughout the body. It is not so. It is all happening in Chidakasha only on the head space. You will feel that this tinkling sound happening throughout at this point of time when the Sushumna Nadi breathes through Brahma Granthi. That is called Arambhavastha. That is the beginning. Actually, in Arambhavastha, you go through, the yogi acquires lustrous body, a thin body, and he will look very beautiful at this point of time. And if you go near to the yogi, you can see he smells like agarbatti. And Baba Nityananda had that actually. People who went to Babaji at that time, they tell that when you go to Babaji, there is sugandha smell coming out of him always. There is a very sugandha smell coming out of him. So Baba is a Mahayogi, he's not Arambhavastha and all. He crossed all the avasthas. For him, everything is there just like that. So that is a tingling sound coming within. Then slowly the Sushumna Nadi moves up like snake rising the hood. Sushumna Nadi moves up. It reaches Gatavastha. In the Gatavastha, it is approximate. The Gatavastha, the Sushumna Nadi crosses the Anahata Chakra at this point of time. When Anahata Chakra is crossed, there is a Vishnu Granthi. In the Vishnu Granthi, when it crosses Vishnu Granthi, a sadhaka experience sounds of a kettle drum. He experienced sounds of a kettle drum within him, and that is also anahata. That is a very, 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 very continuous sound happening within him. Then after that, it crosses slowly our Vishuddhi Chakra. There is no Granthi there as such, but when it crosses Vishuddhi Chakra, Vishuddhi Chakra, there will be a noise. He experiences the sound of a drum within. Sound of a drum. I'm not taking all slokas, it will be complicated. I'll just explain that. When after that, when Sushumna touches Ajna Chakra, the Rudra Granthi is also pierced. When the Rudra Granthi is pierced, that is called Nishpati Avastha. The most interesting thing happens there at that point of time. You will hear the tinkling sound of a flute resonating like veena. The veena, flute, all this happens, and not necessarily exactly like this. Depends upon sadhaka. Sometimes it can be harmonium also. There can be tala also. These all holy sounds you are going to hear within, and that is called laya in the nada. The subtle sound what you hear is called as nada, and merging with the sound in sadhana is called laya. Once you experience this kind of sound, subtle sound within, it is anahata, it is non-stop number one, it goes, and you are able to focus within you, and there will not be any more distractions from the outside world for sadhaka. So don't think that getting into here this kind of subtle sound is the end of your sadhana. It is just the beginning. And one more warning: when you practice all this, you also achieve some kind of powers. And don't think you become Siddha. And don't try to apply those powers and experiment yourself. You will drain down. Your sadhana will drain down. Don't do that. Don't run after Siddhis. Don't run after powers. Have complete faith in Bhagavan Nityananda. He has all the Siddhis. Okay? He will deploy it as and when it is required for sadhaka. Till the time that will not be there. And you don't work for Siddhis or powers. This comes automatically when you do sadhana, but don't use it, don't experiment on this. Just ignore this. And that's the only way to progress in one's sadhana. So that is why the Baba told here, a sadhaka experiences various kind of subtle sound within him when the Sushumna Nadi opens and travels towards Ajna Chakra, and this sound is Akhanda. Akhanda means it is continuous. It is continuous sound. It is not going to stop anywhere like outside sound. It is not sound outside world. It is a cosmic sound. It is a para. It is called as para, transcendental sound, which is going to hear within him continuously, and sadhaka completely immerses in that sound while doing sadhana. And this is called as, in samadhi state, it's called as nadana sandhana, means research on nada. Research on nada means what? The sadhaka experience nada and finds out that these are different sounds are coming at different places for him. He experienced the entire body is resonating with that particular sound. Means the sadhaka is prepared for a much higher sadhana and about to merge with the cosmic prana. These are the indications of that. So, few siddhi also may come to you at that time. Just don't mind it, just leave it, and don't tell everybody that I have this siddhi and that siddhi. Then it's gone. Then you become a normal paid guru if you want to be. Okay? So, remaining we'll see in the next class what Babaji tells after this. ॐ नमो भगवते नित्यानन्दाय। ॐ नमो भगवते नित्यानन्दाय। ॐ नमो भगवते नित्यानन्दाय। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।